Like father, like son. Just like President Bush's father will forever be remembered for throwing up on the Prime Minister of Japan at a state dinner in Tokyo, so will this weekend's video of our beloved president follow him for all the days of his life. An Iraqi reporter threw his shoes at President Bush while he was holding a news conference in Iraq with Prime Minister Nuri al-Maliki. It was a deliberate insult directed at Bush. For Muslims, sitting with the soles of your shoes facing someone or throwing your shoes at someone is a sign of contempt. The reporter works for an Egyptian-based newspaper, or television network, I'm sorry, and when he threw the shoes, he yelled out, "This is a farewell, you dog," in Arabic. He was put in jail. If Saddam had been there, they'd probably cut his head off. He was put in jail. He remains in jail while Iraqi officials try to decide whether or not he'll face charges for assaulting an official. It sounds like the Blagojevich thing. As for President Bush, he made light of the whole thing, announced to reporters the shoes were a size 10, missing the point once again. Questions have been raised about the seemingly delayed Secret Service response and why the man was able to throw a second shoe after throwing the first. But apparently, President Bush waved off Secret Service officers at first. They were in a controlled environment. Everybody in the room had to, pass through security, etc. Thousands of Iraqis rallied in support of the reporter's actions. Some said, though, that he should not have thrown his shoes at President Bush in the presence of the Iraqi Prime Minister. Here's the question. What does it say about our image when a foreign reporter throws his shoes at the President of the United States? Go to cnn.com/Cafferty file. You can post a comment on my blog. Wolf.
Get ready, Jack. You're going to get a lot of email on this one.
Already have. This stuff goes up about an hour before the show. Tons of email already pouring in.
I know. There's high end right now. He's got the Cafferty file. Jack.
A little slow, is it, today?
Yeah.
Yeah. The question this hour, what does it say about our image when a foreign reporter throws his shoes at President Bush? Gus in California, it looks bad, but there's a silver lining. I don't think this journalist would still be alive if he'd thrown his shoes at an American president or dignitary while standing next to Saddam Hussein, so I guess that's progress. Al in California, it means Bush has no soul, and someone decided to loan him theirs. Awful. J.S., West Indies, the last thing I want to see happen is George Bush leaves office with a chorus of sympathy from protocol buffs like myself. So I want to condemn the shoe-throwing incident. The reporter squandered a good opportunity to register his objection to Bush's presence in the last 8 years by doing what journalists do best, ask cutting-edge questions. Wayne writes, President Bush was just being greeted as a liberator. Beverly in Virginia, the journalist who threw the shoes stated it was for the widows and the people who have been killed. I've never heard our president speak about them. I have no doubt Saddam was a ruthless dictator and he killed his own citizens, but he never killed as many as Bush and the neocons in their pursuit of liberating Iraq. Tommy in Texas, if the reporter's feelings are representative of most Iraqis, and I think they are, then it's time to bring our troops home. Ed in Savannah writes, as they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words, or in this case, 500 pairs of shoes. I have a hunch the reporter did what a lot of Iraqis would like to do. What I'd like to know is, can we get him into the White House press corps? The press conferences might then get the TV ratings of, say, American Idol. And Jack writes, watching a lame duck really quacked me up. That's just awful. If you didn't see your email here, you can go to my blog at cnn.com/Cafferty file and look for yours there among hundreds of others. Quacked me up. Wolf?
Jack Cafferty, stand by.